SBIRT, the brief negotiated interview, step by step.
Hey Tyler, I'm Carlos. I'm a nurse here on the unit.
Hi, Carlos.
It's good to meet you.
You too.
How are you doing?
I've been better.
I bet. Are you from New Mexico?
I am.
All right, what part?
Albuquerque.
Oh, all right. So you must be a Lobos fan then.
Hey, you bet I am.
All right. Did you see the game last weekend?
Oh, man, that was tough.
It was a nail biter. I thought we were going to pull it off at the end, but
Yeah. But we still got a shot at the playoffs.
I hope you're right. I got my fingers crossed for the
All right.
season. We'll see. What happened to the leg?
Yeah, I was hanging out with my buddy Dave and our friends. We were at Dave's place, and it was about midnight. We were all playing pool down in the basement. And it was getting late, so I had to go. And I was on the front steps, and I fell. Heard something crack, and I thought, oh, great. I broke something, and now my girlfriend's going to be really pissed off.
Sounds like a tough night. Well, hopefully we can get you patched up here, and in no time you'll be as good as new.
Yeah.
I want to take a couple minutes right now, Tyler, if you're all right, to chat about some of the information you gave us earlier. You filled out some paperwork. I want to thank you for doing that.
Okay.
What I'd like to do right now is take a few minutes and maybe review some of your answers to those questions. Would you be okay with that?
Sure.
All right. So, Tyler, one of the things that I saw in your answers was that it looks like you drink about 4 or more times each week. Can you tell me a little bit about what that looks like?
Oh, gosh, I don't really think about it much. I just use it really to hang out and chill.
All right. It's not something that you need, that you're really focused on. Helps you kind of relax at the end of a long day.
Yeah.
Kind of mellow out and chill.
Right.
Okay. And when you do drink, about how much do you drink, and what is it that you prefer to drink?
Beer.
Okay.
And I'll drink, I'll have maybe about 4 or so a day.
Okay, about 4 a day.
Yeah.
What about on the weekends? Does it change at all on the weekends?
Yeah, it jumps up a little bit to 6 to 8 or so.
All right, so 6 to 8 on the weekends. And is that both days of the weekends?
Yes.
All right, so 6 to 8 on the weekends and about 4 a day during the week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if I'm doing the math right, that sounds like you're at about 30 or more drinks a week. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I get about a 30 pack for the week.
Okay. So tell me about, what is it that you like about drinking?
It's something that I do to kind of relieve stress from the day, to hang out, chill.
Okay, so time to relax,
Yeah.
unwind, also maybe build relationship with your buddies.
Hang out with my friends, yes.
Right, I see. And what are some of the things that maybe are not so great about your drinking?
Well, my girlfriend doesn't really like it. Well, now I'm out of work for a while, which sucks. That's not great. And this.
So it sounds like this was maybe related or connected to you drinking?
Yes.
Okay. So on the one hand, it sounds like, drinking provides you a way to kind of relax and chill out with your friends, spend some time with them. But on the other hand, it's kind of created some complications, some pain with the leg injury. And also it's impacted your relationship with your girlfriend. And it sounds like maybe there's a little bit of history there where this isn't maybe the first time where she's been concerned about your drinking.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
And now I'm going to be out of work, at least for a while, which that just sucks.
Yeah. So a few complications kind of related to your drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Tyler, the way you're describing some of the pros and cons of your drinking, I'm wondering if now wouldn't be a good time for me to share with you some of the things that we know about alcohol and its impact on people. Would that be okay with you?
Okay.
Okay. Well, Tyler, what we know is that people who drink more often and drink in larger quantities tend to experience more negative consequences as a result. For example, you described some of the things like the injury to your leg, also the relationship issues that have been kind of bubbling up lately. I don't know, how would you describe your relationship with her?
Oh, I care about her a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's really important.
It is. Yeah.
Right. Why is that?
Well, we've been dating for 3 years. I'm thinking about asking her to marry me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's someone really special to you then.
She is indeed.
Yeah. The other thing that we know is that there are safe drinking limits for people. And so what I'd like to do right now is share with you those. I like to use this card here. And so what you'll see down here is that for a healthy man your age, the safe drinking limits are no more than 4 a day and no more than 14 drinks a week. Is that surprising to you?
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, that's about half of what I usually take in a week, so something's got to change.
Yeah, when we talked earlier, you were about 30 drinks a week, so yeah, about twice as much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do you think about when you hear that?
Well, I did not know about any of that. That's news to me. That's not how I normally operate.
Okay.
No.
So kind of sounds like there's not only is this new information to you, but maybe even, the thought of a major change kind of happening for you.
Yeah. Oh. That is news to me.
Okay. The other thing that I like to do is on the back of this card,
all right,
there's this thing called a readiness ruler. What you'll see here is that it's a ruler that goes from 0 to 10, where 0 in this case means that you're not at all ready to make a change, and 10 means that you are completely ready. Okay? And so thinking about where you fall right now, okay, in this very moment, where would you put yourself on this ruler?
A 7.
About a 7, okay. So, Tyler, tell me why you didn't pick a 2 or a 3.
Well, I mean, there's this leg. I mean, this is not anything I can just blow off or, something that I could let go of that easily. Mm-hmm. I won't be in work now because of this, and my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. Well, Tyler, I mean, listening to you describe how important it is to, keep this relationship with your girlfriend, also the way you talked about, just how eye-opening the accident was, it seems like you're really ready to make a serious change with, the way you use alcohol.
Yes.
And so I want to talk a little bit more about that. What's something that you think you'd be willing to do right now to make a change in your alcohol use?
Probably shouldn't drink as much.
Okay.
I mean, especially knowing that. I haven't had any alcohol since I've been here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we can build off of that somehow.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. Do you mind if I share something that I've seen other people do?
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the things that I've seen people do is use something like this to then take a break from alcohol. And like you said, you've got a couple days without drinking, maybe extending that to a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe even a month without drinking. Wow. And just see, what that's like for you. What are your thoughts on that?
It's different, but different is good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So challenging, but it seems like you feel like you've been successful so far and something that you would be willing to try.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Is there anything you could think of that you think would help you with this change?
I don't really know what that looks like.
Can I offer an idea?
Yeah, go ahead.
So sometimes people will find someone in their support network, someone close to them, and kind of bring them in on this conversation and talk to them about the change that they're making and how they might be supportive.
Okay.
Earlier we were talking quite a bit about your girlfriend and how much you value that relationship.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on maybe bringing her in on this as sort of a support?
Whew. Okay. Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We can do that. She should probably know what's going to happen.
Okay. Sounds like maybe it would be challenging, sense some hesitation.
Yeah. But it's important that she's in the room. So,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, so it sounds like you'd be willing to do it. It might be a challenging conversation, but it seems like overall you think it would be helpful.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll plan to have a conversation that includes her. The other thing that I'll remind you of is these safe drinking limits. If at some point you do decide to go back to drinking, having a couple beers and whatnot, just remember that for a healthy man your age, the safe limits are no more than 4 drinks in one day and no more than 14 in a given week.
I remember that.
Okay. What we'll do also is make sure that you can check in with your doctor once you leave the hospital to be able to check in on progress, see how you're doing, see if there's other ways that we could be helpful. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, that's good. That sounds good.
Wonderful. Well, thanks, Tyler. I appreciate chatting with you, and we'll go ahead and check in with your girlfriend here in a little bit and have that conversation.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Carlos.